there. Welcome back to the Gardens and Graveyard channel. Today we're meeting in the studio. We're going to do a little uh, faux centerpiece for a table. And I want to do this. I've got this beautiful candle. It looks like a birch tree or something like that. And I want to create a little ring. I've got this floral foam and I wanted to go around the candle, but I didn't really want to incorporate it in such a way that once this candle is burned down, I wasn't able to just put a different candle in there. So I just kind of want to have a little ring that's designed to lay flat on a table that I could put around a candle. So that is what we're going to work on today. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off the sticker. This is just foam, like foam, not floral foam necessarily. And then I have all these evergreen picks from other projects in the past. So you can still see I have some pipe cleaner on here. And they can be manipulated because they're not real. So a lot of it can be manipulated. And I can make it more snow or less snow, that kind of thing. So what I want to do is just sort of have them go in the direction of the container. And I'm going to sort of, I need to figure out exactly how they're going to lay so that you don't see the bottom of the floral foam, and they lay flat on the table. So I'm just going to kind of go through here and see what we have. So we'll just go like every other one will be the more white on top and then more green on top. And we're just going to go, I think what I'll do is get the bottom part done first, and then we can fill in the top part. I think that'll be our best solution. And so I'm just going to stick these in, kind of at an angle. And then I want them to be layered a little bit so that they're right on top of each other. Stick it in and then bend. That's going to be my best. And then I can manipulate the individual little fronds later. Pieces that are bigger I'm going to save to the top for the top. And we've got a little rose hip picks over here. We've got some, these are bigger. Okay. What am I going to do? So I'm going to take these and disguise the foam a little bit. Okay, well, we're going to start with, just going to slip it in and then wrap it around this. I'm just going to kind of manipulate it like that. Okay. If you like it well enough, then I can go in and either hot glue it or use some floral wire. Okay, I think we're getting really close. All right, so now it's like super fluffy. It's fairly even. What I want to do now is, let's see where these guys are going to go. Unless I could hide it. I could hide them. I'm going to take these guys and kind of tuck them in where I think I could use a little pop of red. Definitely want to add these. Okay, now that I have the general idea of how I want this to look, and it's so fluffy, I don't want it to be this fluffy because I don't want it to overpower the candle. I'm going to go ahead and grab some paddle wire and just do a quick wrap around. Okay, I'm not sure what I did with that, but I do have these floral wire pieces. You could see them. They're just basically like paddle wire, but just short pieces. And that's going to be fine too. So I'm just going to stick these on the top of my foam, and I'm going to kind of hold the arrangement the way I want it to lay. And I'm just going to hold this down. I'm going to pull this wire over it. I'll go underneath a couple of little things to disguise it. And then I can just kind of twist a couple of times and leave it like that. And I'm just going to do that in, a few places. to just kind of hold the arrangement together. Hold this together. And I'm just kneading the wire over here and twisting. This is why paddle wire is so much better. Have enough of a tail that I can meet and twist a couple of times and then just, okay. Okay, so one more. Okay, so we're really close. At this point where there's some foam showing, like right here, I can just sort of manipulate some of these branches so that they cover it up. All right, and even though the top is a little bit sparse, you actually don't see it once the candle is inside. Really not noticing that as much. Just kind of do that. Cool. And I could actually use a little pop of red right here. I mean, I could certainly add a little extra something. This is a little too big, maybe a smaller one. But I'm happy enough with that. It is good and strong, and I could use it year after year. And we could add a little this and that if we want it. Maybe a pine cone right there. Let's do that. I'll just do this. Add a little pine cone right there, and that fills in that spot. This size pine cone. That's big. We'll do this size. And we're just gonna use another piece of this floral wire. We're just gonna wrap it into the pine cone, and then we'll just, this thing's heavy. We'll just wrap it around the, well, let's wrap it all the way around, and then I'm gonna twist it. Okay. Leaving a little bit of a tail so I can knead it. Kind of place it where I want it here, where there's kind of an empty space between the rosehip picks and the frosted pine cones. And just gonna have it in here. Try to pull it really, really tight. It gives it a little something. I kind of like it sitting up. There. That makes me happy. Then I don't have to find a bulb, Christmas bulb for it. Cool. Perfect. Lovely. Just take that off of there, shall we? This candle has been used, so it's a little city. From this direction, so you can see how she looks. Alright, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. We basically used 3 full-size picks with evergreens and some pine cones, and 5 short picks. We used a floral foam ring, and we had some rosehip picks and an extra pine cone. This is a pine cone from like one of those bags of like scented pine cones that I had years ago, and I've just been slowly using the pine cones as, you know, decorations here and there. And then of course we have the candle that can be removed and replaced, so that it's not all like one thing. And that is it. That's going to be it for today's video. It's going to be a really easy centerpiece for either a dining room table. This one is actually going to go on my entryway table. And I really love it because it's just like very grounding. It's very, you know, it's low profile. It's like the evergreen representation. It just feels like a very calm, stable, grounded display without it like shouting that it's wintertime, shouting that it's Christmas, shouting that it's like celebration time. This is very like rooted and grounded and chill, and I need that when I walk in the door. So I like creating these types of arrangements for those places. But I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you were inspired to do something simple. Just use what you have on hand to get super creative and do it in such a way that brings you joy for a long period of time. This arrangement is such that I will be able to leave this out through January, in my opinion, because it's just like very winterscape without it being super holiday forward. So I hope you're celebrating your life, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye.